Knoxville for what is the rivalry in women's college basketball. Number 7 UConn taking on top-ranked Tennessee. Craig Bullerjack, Rebecca Lobo courtside, and we welcome you in the first minute, the opening minute here in Knoxville. Scoreless thus far. UConn 12-1, Tennessee 14-0 to start the season. On the court, Turner, Strother, Wolf, Thomas, and Montgomery, and Asicki, Parker, Spencer, Hornbuckle, and Zolman for the Volunteers. Already a quick timeout between Gino Auriemma and Pat Summitt. This is going to be quite an interesting battle. Coaching, also you got two of the top programs in all of college basketball.
And what you expected early on in this game, high energy, both teams are going at it. And first two offensive possessions for Connecticut, 2 block shots by Tennessee. This is going to be a defensive battle this afternoon.
Time now to check out the singular raising the bar game analysis. What are the keys in victory today?
For Tennessee is to hit the offensive glass. It's how they manufacture those second look and opportunities, and Connecticut needs to handle Tennessee's pressure. Tennessee will throw a variety of presses at you. Connecticut has had difficulty with pressure so far this season.
There's Pat Summitt. She's mic'd today. We'll be able to listen in on Coach Summitt in her 32nd year as a head coach at Tennessee. And success has definitely come her way. 6 NCAA championships and a 7-time NCAA National Coach of the Year.
Craig, we talked about that pressure. Tennessee right off the bat picking up in that 1-2-1-1 full court pressure. Connecticut worked for about an hour trying to break that press this morning in their shoot-around.
Tennessee is a conditioned ball club. There's a steal nearly. Strother had it. Last touched by UConn. Tennessee basketball. And Strother, a senior from Castle Rock, Colorado. There's Gino Auriemma in his 21st season. He's a 5-time National Coach of the Year, of 5 NCAA titles. And by the way, he will be going into the Women's College Basketball Hall of Fame, the class of 2006 in April. Jumper from the corner, bottom of the net for Spencer. So Tennessee strikes first, and it's a 3 for Sydney.
Connecticut was picking up in a little bit of a zone defense. They will play some man-to-man, but Coach Auriemma said the more he tries to think about who's going to guard Candace Parker, the more he wants to play zone defense.
Spencer, by the way, shoots 46% from behind the three-point line. Keep an eye on Spencer from behind the arc today. Quickly, straight away, Strother looking for help. She'll pull the trigger and hits.
Strother has been on fire the past few games. Connecticut needs her to get a lot of touches and a lot of shots this afternoon.
And Strother coming off a 23-point game against Georgetown. UConn has won 6 in a row since that December loss against North Carolina. Battle for the boards, and it's won by Spencer. And a fresh clock for Shauna Zolman. Tough shot off the iron. And a good look by Fluker. Well, today's officials, Lisa Mattingly, Dee Cantner, and Brian Innerline. And they've got a task ahead. This will be a physical game. And I think as this game wears on, Rebecca, we'll see some fouling. And the shot goes down. Parker, there she is, the redshirt freshman who had the redshirt last year as she recovered from 2 knee surgeries.
She said it was the right decision. It took her about a full year to feel completely back to normal.
Nice pass inside, bucket from the Wolf.
And that's what Connecticut likes to do in their half-court offensive sets. With Tennessee's full pressure, they like to get those backdoor cuts.
In transition, Tennessee, and Fluker makes it 7-4 Volunteers. Tennessee 3 of 7 to start this game shooting, while UConn has taken or hit 2 of 3. Strother strips, no whistle, out of bounds, and 7 on the shot clock for UConn.
And that's already the 3rd block of the game for Tennessee. Connecticut started a 4-guard lineup, so they are much smaller than Tennessee starting bigs up front. Tennessee goes 6'4", 6'3", 6'3".
Rebecca, you heard Pat Summitt say no foul, only 7 on the shot clock. And UConn will inbound.
We talked about that small lineup, and right then, Coach Auriemma put Sharday Houston into the game to give them a bigger look.
With the left hand. Shot clock went off, rebound Tennessee. Candace Parker can play every position on the floor. Coast to coast. Oh, what a great ball handler.
Candace Parker is 6 feet 4 inches tall and can play every single position on the floor.
Pat Summitt says she has size, reach, versatility, hands, touch, the entire package.
And just as importantly, she said she plays big in the biggest games.
Timeout call in Knoxville. Candace Parker, 6'3", taking it up and in. Back to Knoxville, home of the Women's College Basketball Hall of Fame. And you can visit CBS Sportsline tonight for a complete wrap-up of all the day's action. Watch video highlights and get in-depth analysis only at CBSSportsline.com. It's an early 9-4 lead for Tennessee. And the Volunteers have shot 50% from the floor, 4 of 8, while UConn has made 2 of the first 6.
Pat Summitt told us yesterday the keys for her team were to dominate the boards, defend the 3-ball, and to take care of the basketball. And early on, they've done all 3 of those things.
A 3 on the way, too strong. On the backside, the rebound goes out to Sharday Houston. Gino told us she'll play as many minutes as she earns. She only went 4 minutes on the floor in that win against Georgetown. Tough shot. Up and in, and Houston's on the board, and that got to put a smile on Gino Auriemma's face.
Well, Sharday Houston can frustrate Coach Auriemma because he wants her to play like that every single possession, and she can take possessions off. She doesn't try as hard as he would like in practice. But when she plays well, this is what makes Connecticut a tough team, is that she is almost unguardable when she gets the ball out high. Remember, she's 6'3" and can handle the basketball like that.
Keisha Chouanier picks up the first foul of this game. And you expect a little more the way these two teams like to go get a little physical. And there's an extra step turnover as Hornbuckle picked up a foot. Second turnover for Tennessee. UConn has a pair, 6'9", Volunteers. Strada to Turner. They have been a running combination for years. Up in scores, and a whistle away from the ball. And a 3-second violation. Rebecca, you played in these games. Settled down, what, 5 minutes in? Right about now?
I think that's about right. And it's actually can be a little bit easier for the opposing team to settle down. The home team wants to play so well in front of the sellout, but I think right about now these teams are getting into their comfort zones.
Well, you may have noticed a little trouble with our transmission, and we're working on that to fix that here for you in Knoxville. Oh, nice move. Right to left, the ball tipped and last touched by Parker. UConn basketball.
Well, Connecticut's defensive philosophy, they want to keep Shauna Zolman from hitting open threes. They want to contest Candace Parker every shot she gets. If they're going to give up anything, they'll give up shots to Fluke, or preferably from the high post.
Turner on the wing, looking on the low block. Nice lob inside, shot a little overthrown. Rebound, put back, and a whistle, and it won't fall. And that will send Houston to the free throw line.
Coach Auriemma had questions about how Sharday Houston would start this game. Well, he has to be happy with what he sees. Her energy level is there. She's definitely got the confidence, is out there competing. Last year, she played terrific in the home game against Tennessee. This is what he wants to see from her, and how she plays is going to determine how many minutes she gets.
Only a 54% free throw shooter, and the first falls off. And Rebecca, you played at UConn, an All-American. Gino Auriemma, very tough, expects so much.
And he expects the most out of his best players, and I think that's what's frustrated him with Sharday. She's got a wealth of ability and talent, but he needs her to be great every single day, every single possession.
Makes the second. Houston, by the way, came in with great credentials, all-time scorer in California high school history, and she bumped down a good one, Cheryl Miller.
Yeah, one of the best of all time. Connecticut picking up in some full court pressure.
Zolman kicks to the corner, and another 3 falls down. Spencer 6 points, and she's hit 2 3 balls. Tennessee by 5. There's a spin. Crowd wanted traveling, no whistle. And Houston with her 5th point. 12-9 Volunteers. Stripped away. Charday everywhere right now. Trying to run now. She has it taken away. Zolman has it. And the give. The near dunk, but it comes off the rim by Parker.
Everybody here in Knoxville has been waiting all season for Candace Parker to dunk. She won the men's dunk contest in the McDonald's High School All-America game, but I think on that one, she wasn't quite sure what she wanted to do. You take a look, I think she was just going for the finger roll. Wasn't sure if she wanted to turn it over, but obviously she's got the ups to get it down.
Rebecca, there has to be so much pressure about when, if, how. You have to make a decision, too, on the way up. You cannot second-guess yourself.
And she was talking to us yesterday. She said if she hears footsteps behind her, she will just lay it in because she does not want to get so high in the air that she risks getting hurt if there's a defender nearby.
Renee Montgomery on the dribble straight away. Helena Green drives around it in.
Helena Green, the freshman, showing no fear. She's gotten some good minutes this season off the bench and produced when she's gotten in the games.
Well, all of a sudden, UConn just chipping away. About that 5-minute mark in, you saw them begin to settle down. Jumper, too strong. Good look, however, by Parker. And the follow comes out. And a rebound for UConn. Barbara Turner ripping down the rebound. 12-11 Tennessee, but not for long as the 3 falls down for Strother. And the Huskies have taken the lead on the road.
Pat Summitt said one thing she did not want to give up was open threes to Mels Thomas and Ann Strother. Ann Strother been on fire, 10 of 16 from the three-point line the last 2 games.
14-12, UConn right back at you. Short, Strother picks up the missed shot off the corner. And the Huskies now trying to push the tempo. Renee Montgomery nearly stripped away. Corner shot, Mel Thomas, and it's another 3. And all of a sudden, UConn takes a 17-12 lead at the 12-minute mark. Here in the opening half.
The key for Connecticut coming into this basketball game was whether or not they were going to hit their outside shots. If they continue to do so, they will be in good shape.
Quick catch and shoot. Spencer, her first 2 of the day, and that cuts UConn's lead down to 3, 17-14, under 12 to play in the half.
Sydney Spencer, the senior, has come out on fire. You expect her to get her 7 quiet points a game, but she's been their main offensive threat so far this afternoon.
Strother cranks it up, tries to hit the 3. The rebound goes out to Spencer. And we're coming up on the 11-minute mark of the first half. 17-14, UConn. Zolman. And there's a bump. Helena Green picks up the foul, her first. Well, we've seen 3s falling here in Knoxville. Strother from Castle Rock, Colorado, dials up and hits from downtown. And then Thomas comes right back and drops another. UConn by 3.
Back in Knoxville, Connecticut leading 17-14. One way to get wide open 3s from the outside is with dribble penetration. Stop right there. Look at how many defenders Helena Green gets to collapse on her. And when you do that, as Connecticut very good at making the extra pass, Ann Strother could have taken the shot, but recognized Mel Thomas wide open on the baseline.
On the road, UConn shooting 54%, 7 of 13 after a sluggish start. And Tennessee cooling off. 6 of 16. That surprised you for 38%?
Well, this Tennessee team is very good when they can get out in transition, and they do that by creating turnovers in their full court presses. They haven't gotten many of those transition buckets yet today.
Anasicki picks up the foul. That's going to be her first. And so UConn with the basketball and a 3-point lead.
Nikki Anasicki, a big athletic post player. Her problem this season is she gets into foul trouble. Averages 3 fouls a game in only 18 minutes.
Last touch by Anasicki. She goes 6'4".
She goes 6'4", and she's the front person in their full court pressure. Pat Summitt told us yesterday she can guard every position on the floor defensively.
That's amazing. On the dribble, Montgomery. Shot clock to 7. Good defense, Hornbuckle. Thomas, Strother, And they couldn't get it away.
Well, Tennessee picked up in their zone defense that time. Connecticut didn't recognize it early enough and get into their positions.
And that will set Gino Auriemma on fire.
You always have to be aware of the clock and the shot clock. Even if it's a bad shot, you got to throw something up at the rim where you have a chance to go get the offensive rebound.
5th turnover for UConn. Tough defense. Spencer breaks it. And a whistle on the low block. Well, Anasicki will go to the free throw line. And Wednesday on CBS, you can see why 63 million viewers have made Criminal Minds America's most watched drama. Mandy Patinkin stars in a new Criminal Minds Wednesday on CBS, America's #1 network. Wilnette Crockett was whistled for that foul. And Houston, who earned minutes, is back in after a short rest. Now, she missed some games because of injury, so Rebecca, Gino is trying to watch her minutes.
She missed about a month of the season with a foot injury, so not only couldn't she practice, but she also couldn't run, and there's no way to really stay in good basketball shape by riding a bicycle. So if she's playing well, he'll give her minutes until she gets tired, and then he'll give her rest, but he wants her right back in that basketball game.
17-15. UConn, you saw, started slow, making 2 of their first 6, and they found some rhythm here on the road. Montgomery looking for help. Strother feeds baseline. Nice pass inside. Good defense and the tip. And the shot clock is running down to 3. And there's going to have to be a heave at the mid-court line. They're going to wave it off. So back-to-back shot clock violations by UConn.
And that's the frustration of the zone defense. Wilnette Crockett got it inside, but she was too far into the basket. Tried to get it out. Since Tennessee's gone into that zone, Connecticut has struggled offensively.
6 turnovers now committed by the Huskies.
But, you know, Craig, we expected if Connecticut was going to turn the ball over, they were going to do it against a full court press. That hasn't been the case. They've turned it over in the half court.
Across midcourt is Zolman. And now Parker controls the dribble on the wing. Hands off to Taisha Fluker. Back to Parker straight away. Good matchup there with Strother. They go down low. Anasicki hanging on that pivot, puts it off the window. No. Rebounded UConn. A good board by Barbara Turner. She is just a workhorse. She's everywhere for UConn. Loose ball tipped away, picked up. It's been nearly 3 minutes since the Huskies have found the basket.
Sometimes the hardest thing offensively when you haven't scored in a while, you try to force things, and that's what happened with Keisha Soigné trying to force the ball to the post.
Fluker, strong move, and how about the dish?
This Tennessee team is a very good passing team in the post. From one post player to the next, whether it's both players on the low block or from the high to the low, this team is very unselfish and able to find one another near the basket.
That foul was whistled on Sharday Houston, her first. And Fluker will go to the free throw line. One more for Taisha out of Pasadena. Tennessee coming off a big win over South Carolina in Columbia on Wednesday night, 66-51, and Fluker had 18.
This is a Tennessee team that has really played well all season long against the toughest non-conference schedule in the country.
Strother, long 3 off the mark. Turner, the rebound, double pump, and she'll go to the free throw line, and the foul will be on Parker. That's 2 on Candace. UConn and Tennessee. It is the tale of the tape, Rebecca. UConn, 5 NCAA national championships. Tennessee was 6. Look at the tournament wins. Final Fours, 16 trips for Pat Summitt to the Final Fours and the all-time wins. If you combine the 2 programs, 1,465 victories.
The 2 most tradition-rich programs. Baylor won the national championship last year, but still, people get excited about UConn and Tennessee because they do have such incredible success over the past few decades.
Turner, the free throw. Dominique Redding has checked in. for Tennessee.
Now Connecticut mixing it up and picking up in some full court pressure of their own.
Everybody on the deck, and it's going the other way.
Sharday Houston was on the floor. She was sitting out of bounds when she touched the ball. I'm almost surprised that Houston's at the point person on that press, because we have talked about her fatigue and the level of shape that she is in, and this is the easiest way to get tired, is when you're the point man on that pressure.
Alexis Hornbuckle back in for Tennessee. Sydney Spencer comes out. Well, there's a foul at midcourt. And UConn's Keisha Chouanier picks up foul number 2. Boy, massive substitutions. Gino Auriemma really trying to keep fresh players on the floor.
Now Renee Montgomery going head-to-head with Alexis Hornbuckle, high school teammates. Hornbuckle 1 year older than Montgomery. They would play against each other every day in practice, and Hornbuckle told me that, you know, it was pretty even on who would get the better of the other in practice.
Both from Charleston, West Virginia, and there's a whistle as Redding was tied up. But Mel Thomas is whistled, and that's going to be the first on Mel Thomas. UConn still up by 3, 19-16. They hit a run at about the 13-minute mark. 8:09 left now in the first half. On the entry, jump hook, sweet shot, goes down for Redding, who just came off the bench for Pat Summitt. I don't care what level you play, that is a good, tough shot. That's a great shot with nice touch. Redding can also hit from the outside. She had 2 big three-pointers against Notre Dame a couple weeks ago. Houston had a good look. And last touched by Barbara Turner. It's a 1-point game in Knoxville. 7th-ranked UConn on the road, leading #1 ranked Tennessee here on CBS. Well, Tuesday, January 17th on CBS, Tom Cavanaugh stars as a record executive who knows everything about music but has a lot to learn about love. It's Love Monkey, premiering January 17th on CBS, America's #1 network. As you look at the score, UConn up 19-18, shooting 48%, Rebecca, and out rebounding Tennessee 11-9. Rebecca Lobo, 2-time All-American at UConn. What do you see in this first half? Well, right now, the thing that's been hurting Connecticut is their turnovers, especially those 2 possessions in a row where they had the shot clock violation. Tennessee just not hitting shots that they normally hit. Candace Parker not taking a lot. Shanna Zolman not getting a lot of open looks. Parker has taken 4 shots, made 2. The big gun for Tennessee is Sydney Spencer with a pair of 3. She has 8 points to lead all scorers, and Sharday Houston leads UConn with 5, along with Ann Strother. There's pressure defense by the Huskies. Gino dishing out some medicine, but it didn't work that time. Nice baseline jumper by Redding. 2 buckets, 4 points. She's out of Clearwater, Florida. Redding making her presence felt. That's how you keep minutes when you come in off the bench, is making immediate impact. Tennessee retakes the lead on their home court. On the dribble and the drive is Houston, and free throws coming. And that's how Connecticut can be successful against this zone. Get the ball to Sharday Houston at the high post, because no one is better at that position taking the ball to the basket. Fluker picks up the foul. Sharday Houston going in, and it almost looks like she might have stepped on someone's foot. We talked, she's had some foot problems this year. Stress reaction in her foot. 6 points for Sharday, a sophomore from San Diego. Sybil Dostie will come in for Tennessee. So her first minutes on the floor out of Tucson. You almost wonder when Sydney Spencer is going to come back in the game. She was so hot early on. Houston makes both free throws, 7. 3rd lead change in this game. We've had 1 tie. And pressure by UConn, broken by Tennessee. Zolman straight away. On the low block, the turn, hanging on a foot short. The shot by Anisicki. Boy, you turn, and there's a collision. And how about that defense? She played it perfectly. Hornbuckle gave her enough room to turn and collect herself, which is all you need to do. And
Montgomery just doesn't have time to recognize who is there and is lucky to get called for the travel instead of a foul, which was the right call by the official.
8th turnover committed by UConn. Patience, Redding playing catch with Hornbuckle. They go inside, and it's picked up by Redding, and straight away with 10 on the shot clock. Oh, between the legs, they dish down low, and the shot will fall. Anasicki's first bucket, and this crowd is up.
Take a look, a little shake and bake, Alexis Hornbuckle, and then the perfect pass to Anasicki. Anasicki has been working so hard in the post all game long. It's good to see her finally get one falling.
1 of 2 from the free throw line. That's the 17th foul, so the Lady Vols are in the 1-and-1. Around and out. So no three-point play for Anasicki. 22-21 Volunteers. Strother shoots it from the corner. Couple of bounces and out. And then it's ripped away by Anasicki. Boy, playing both ends of the court. She wants to play point guard. Give and go. Back inside. Foul underneath. Count it. Oh, Barbara Turner went down hard.
We take a look. We talked about how good Tennessee is in terms of passing the ball within the post, and fantastic up fake, but Sharday Houston went down hard on her tailbone.
Yes, Sharday is up. That's good to see. Barbara Turner was there defensively, yeah, but it was Sharday who was upended.
Take a look. She looks fine, a little bit hobbled, but Sybil Dostie, that's all she needed to do was take a little bit of a hesitation and a head fake, got the defender off the floor as a chance for a three-point play. Tennessee post players having great patience here today.
54% shooter from the line. And a reach in as UConn and Tennessee battle. Boy, I tell you, Anasicki is tough to move out of there. And Mel Thomas picks up her second foul on a hustle play.
You can always live with these fouls. Coaches love hustle plays, and if you're going to get a foul, that's the kind you want to get.
So Anasicki at the free throw line. 1 plus the bonus. That's 4 for Nikki Anasicki out of Staten Island, New York, where she can do it on the basketball court. Great in the classroom with a 3.88 in political science. And Rebecca, you know this, it's hard to balance both.
It definitely is. That's why players like this time of the year, because you're in your winter break. You don't have to worry about class. You can just worry about playing basketball.
All about hoops, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Holiday eats. To the corner, Strother. Little head fake, tough shot up and in. Strother with 7 points, brings UConn back to within 3.
It's tough to make that pass because Tennessee is so big and long, but perfect pass that time from Montgomery to Ann Strother.
Hornbuckle to stop and go, and the put back, double bounce and in. Dostie, 2 buckets, 4 points. Tennessee is in such good shape, they're strong, and they will follow those missed shots.
Tennessee has always made a living on the offensive glass.
Back comes Brittany Hunter for UConn. Spins it up and in. And the Huskies, again, trail by 3.
Well, Connecticut in the half court extends all of their guards, free throw line extended, and that leaves a post player one-on-one defensively. And Brittany Hunter has the position and the moves when she gets the ball down low.
Rebound pulled down by Hunter. And Renee Montgomery across the timeline. Ooh, whips it on the low block. Turner trying to turn in. She's double teamed. Tough task as she tried to work against Anasicki.
Barbara Turner was double and sometimes triple teamed on that possession. Brittany Hunter then needs to flash high to low post in order to get open.
Oh, the big three. Redding off the bench with 7 for Pat Summitt. 31-25 Volunteers. Strother for 3. Off the mark. Loose ball, UConn. Everybody on the floor, and they're going to whistle a foul. No jump, but a whistle and a foul on Dosti. Well, tomorrow on the CBS Sports Spectacular, the world's hottest bikers tear it up at the Amped Mobile Supercross in Anaheim at 12:30 Eastern. That's tomorrow, right here on CBS. Redding spots up just behind the arc. That's her 7th point off the bench for Tennessee.
She's been huge coming in off the bench, providing much-needed offense for the Lady Vols.
Tough shot down. She goes for Sharday Houston. 9 points for the sophomore from San Diego. She hits a lot of high percentage. She's at 60% on the season.
It's because even though when she gets the ball away from the basket, she's so talented and has the ability to put the ball on the floor and get herself into a high percentage area.
Well, look at the patience by Tennessee. 5 on 10 on the shot clock. And the drive down the baseline. Zolman had a good look, hit the deck, and a whistle.
Right now, Connecticut has one of their biggest lineups in the game. We talked about them starting with the 4-guard lineup. Well, past few minutes, Tennessee's made a living on the offensive glass, forced Coach Oriema to go with this bigger lineup.
Dosti picked up her 2nd foul. And now substitutions come in. Welcome back, Knoxville, the home of the Volunteers. Thompson Bowling Arena sold out, over 24,000 on hand to watch 7th-ranked UConn take on the top team in the country, the Volunteers of Tennessee. And it's a great coaching matchup. Pat Summitt, 32 years at the helm, against Gino Oriema, 21 years in Stores.
Talk about this sold-out arena, Craig. This morning at 11:30, I was on my way to the arena. I passed 4 people already with signs saying they needed tickets. The doors didn't open until 12:30. An hour before that, people were lined up about 50 deep waiting to get into Thompson Bowling.
You hand them out a few with your connections. Hunter with a pair. 4 points for Hunter off the bench. Sharday Houston, the story for UConn, with 9. She only went 4 minutes if you just joined us in that win against Georgetown. And a missed shot from the corner comes out to UConn. Houston runs it down the court and hands off to Wolf. And now Strathers for 3. Yes! And Strather with double figures, her 2nd 3-ball. And UConn retakes the lead, 32-31.
And Craig, this is a UConn team that about a month ago got blown out at home by North Carolina. They have improved tremendously in the past month.
4th lead change in this game. Fluker needed some help. Tough shot off the side of the glass. Up and over this time, and it's ripped down by UConn's Nicole Wolf. Huskies with a 1-point lead, trying to add to it on the trailer. Wolf lost it. Up and down we go. Here comes Anna Sicky. Missed the layup, and it's UConn basketball. Oh, what action. .303 left to play in the first half. And Strather hits it from long range. And UConn leads by 1. Rebecca, let's revisit your singular raising the bar game analysis. You had 2 points in this ball game. Battle the boards and pressure, pressure, pressure.
And 15 of those rebounds for Tennessee, not a bunch of them are offensive. That's how they've stayed in it here at the end of this first half. And Connecticut has actually done a pretty good job in the full court against the full court pressure. But it's when they've gotten into the half court, they've turned the ball over.
Now Pat Summitt mic'd up for us. During that timeout, we overheard her say, hey guys, match up in transition. We've given up too many threes. Three threes for UConn, 3 of 9 shooting so far.
Well, transition defense, you're usually taught run to the paint and then spread out. But against Connecticut, in the way their ability to shoot the 3, you just have to go sometimes to the 3-point line and then find your way in.
Is there a smoother shooter in college basketball than Ann Strather?
Right now, I don't know if there is. Not from the 3-point line when she has a little bit of room.
Just stepped inside the 3. 12 points for Annie here in the first half. 34-31 on a 9-0 UConn run.
Who is just as smooth of a shooter is Shauna Zolman. She just hasn't gotten many open opportunities.
They're going inside, and there's a shot off the window. And Taisha Fluker with her 5th point off the bench. And she was the big gun in that South Carolina win with 18 points, but 14 came in the second half. It's a 1-point game, and we're up on the 2-minute mark. Oh, Strother is really feeling it. 14, and there's Annie's parents out of Castle Rock, Colorado. Baseline drive, back inside. Loose ball taken down by Tennessee. Fresh clock, and again, hanging in the lane, and that shot did not go. 3 good looks by Tennessee, no bucket.
And that's what they do. They manufacture those second opportunities, and finally they get to the free throw line.
Jardé Houston picks up her 3rd, and coming up on Singular at the half, Greg Gumbel and Neil Fortner will get you caught up on all of today's scores and highlights, and now we'll give her early favorites for the Final Four, and that's coming up on Singular at the half.
And Craig, traditionally when UConn plays Tennessee, UConn has the lead at the half. That's just the way, for some reason, it tends to unfold. Last year they had a 16-point lead. Tennessee was able to come back and win the game. What did Coach Auriemma tell us the other day? He needs to have a 15-point lead with 3 minutes to go in order to pull out the victory.
You know, he chuckled about that, but I think almost in a way he was serious, because they blew a 12-point lead last year at home.
And because Tennessee just has the ability to turn up the pressure just one notch, and Connecticut has been prone to those turnovers.
I believe that was a warning to UConn for delay of game. Brittany Hunter with her 6th point, and it's 39-35. You surprised with this 5-point lead with 1:32 to go?
I'm not so surprised with it. I'm definitely not surprised by the score in terms of it's going to be a high-scoring game. Both of these teams have so many offensive weapons.
Well, Tennessee averaging over 80 points a game, and UConn at 76 per contest. UConn on that 14th run, over 14-3 run over the last 3 minutes. 1:20 to go in the half. Baseline drive, they kick to the near side. Good looking jumper, but it's off the mark, but the rebound goes to Hornbuckle.
And that's what Connecticut said they were willing to give up, was the mid-range jumper by the post players. But they don't want to give up the long ball to Sydney Spencer.
Now that's her 3rd 3 made in this first half. Under a minute to go. It's a 2-point game and a whistle as Nicole Wolf took the jumper.
Don't let her cross your face.
Shauna Zolan with the foul, and Monday on CBS, Charlie Sheen stars in the first new 2.5-year Men of the New Year. You can catch TV's #1 comedy on America's #1 network. That's Monday here on CBS. Nicole Wolf, a junior from Walpole, Massachusetts, and around and down. So 3 points for Nicole.
She hasn't gotten to the free throw line hardly at all this season. 50%. That was only her 11th attempt of the season.
Well, she was highly touted, remember, out of high school, but only 13 games played in her first 2 years because of knee injuries.
Knee injuries and then stress fractures. She just had really bad luck when it comes to her health the first couple of years at Connecticut.
And she was able to go all 32 last year. Tough shot off the iron, but the follow will go up and around and out. Boy, the lid's been on that basket for Tennessee. Here comes UConn. Final seconds ticking down. They're up by 4, wanting more. Strother had a good look, missed the 3. Loose ball. Volunteers on the run. Hornbuckle, yes! And her first bucket of the half. And it brings Tennessee to within 2. 11 seconds to play. Down to 9, down to 8. Barbara Turner. I'm thinking they want Strother to take this shot. Turner rejected, but a foul on Sydney Spencer. I thought she got ball.
I'll have to see a replay of that one. It looked like she got a lot of ball, but she might have gotten some of the forearm as well. Let's take a look. Barbara Turner coming in. Yeah, that looked like it was a lot of ball and pretty good acting by Barbara Turner.
Turner back to the free throw line. Off the mark.
Barbara Turner struggles from the free throw line. Only a 66% free throw shooter on the season.
She's now 2 of 3 in the game. She'll get one more. And around and out. And a timeout. Timeout called. 1.5 seconds to play in the half, and UConn leads by 2. Connecticut leads 41-39. Only 1.5 seconds left. Pat Summitt called timeout to set up a play. I heard her say, Rebecca, we're going to get out and run this thing.
She said an all-out sprint.
Midway.
Expecting Connecticut to pick up full court.
All right, ready? Go!
Fuller with the inbound at the buzzer, and the shot just off the glass by Spencer, who had hit three-pointers in that first half. And that ends the first half. The score, UConn on the road leading Tennessee by 2. We now go to Greg in New York.
And welcome once again to Singular at the Half. I'm Greg Gumbel. Our score in Knoxville. UConn leads Tennessee by a score of 41-39. I'm joined by Auburn head coach Nell Fortner. You're UConn. You're on the road against the #1 team in the country, and you're leading at halftime. Are you happy?
You've got to be happy because right now I think UConn's playing some tremendous defense. They're mixing up their defenses, trapping some, man some, zone. So they're really keeping Tennessee back on their heels. UConn's shooting the ball 50%. They've got to come into Tennessee's home court and shoot that way. So right now, Gino has to feel good except for the rebounds. Tennessee's getting on the boards too strong.
UConn leads this series all-time 13-7. They lead it by 2 at halftime.
Now that's a look at the Hill, the old campus, the University of Tennessee. Craig Bolerjack and Rebecca Lobo. Welcome back into Knoxville at the half. It's a 2-point lead for UConn. Rebecca, you surprised? Tennessee's backcourt struggling. Hornbuckle and Zolman a combined 1 of 10. Zolman struggled last year in Hartford. She's 0 for 4 in this first half.
They're struggling. They need to find more open shots for Shauna Zolman, and then the players from Connecticut can't miss from the outside. The guards are able to hit. Ann Strother in particular has been able to extend the defense, and when they do that, it opens things up for players to drive down the perimeter. So Strother comes down, Mel Thomas, when they hit from the outside, now the guards can't collapse as much. Kalena Green gets inside, Sharday Houston able to drive to the basket. So that's exactly what Connecticut wants to see offensively.
First half numbers, you look at the field goal percentage. UConn really came on about the 15-minute mark, 53%. Tennessee only 38. And I think the stat that really staggers Pat Summitt, they know they're going to shoot the 3, but yet they've hit 4 of 11.
But what happens is when they've been getting back in transition, they haven't found the three-point shooters, and that's why Ann Strother has been left open, and Mel Thomas, it's been in the transition offense.
Strother, 14 points. She has the basketball, knocked down 6 of 13 shots, and she had 3 threes. They go inside, Barbara Turner. Tough shot, overshoots, and it's rebounded by Tennessee.
Tennessee starts out in a man-to-man that time, did not leave Ann Strother to double down on Barbara Turner. She had her player one-on-one.
Good transition, but no bucket for Tennessee as they set the offense with 18 on the shot. Strother got a hand on it. 15 on the shot for Tennessee.
And Connecticut starting out in a man-to-man, but they play a little bit of a sagging man, or sometimes they go to the zone. Against that, Tennessee needs to get dribble penetration. If they can get guards dribbling into the lane, then they can find Shauna Zolman outside for an open 3.
Shot clock running down to 12. Hornbuckle going one-on-one with Montgomery. And tied up. Anasicki, really difficult to handle on that low block. Well, coming up next, game 3 of the triple header here on CBS, and it's the men's turn. Some of you will see #2 UConn hosting LSU, while others will see a Big Ten battle between Ohio State and Indiana. That's all coming up next here on CBS.
And Craig, good things will happen if you can get dribble penetration from the point guard spot. That time, Hornbuckle able to get in the lane, drew Anasicki's defender, and as a result, she got the open look.
Anasicki now 3 of 6 from the free throw line. Had 5 points in the first half, looking for her 6th, and spins it in. 41-40 UConn.
Connecticut in the first half had no problem with Tennessee's full court pressure. See how they handle it here in the second.
Now they break it this time as Wolf gives it up. Inside, Turner bounces it up and in. Barbara Turner, her first bucket, she went 0 for 3 in the first half and 4 points in the game. It's back to a 3-point lead for UConn.
Barbara Turner has had stellar play the last month of the season for Connecticut. They need her to get going a little bit more here this afternoon in terms of getting on the glass and getting those looks down low.
Hornbuckle to Zolman, still looking for her first shot. They hand off to Parker, turn around, you cannot stop that. 6 points for Candace. She's now 3 of 5 shooting.
And we had a chance to eavesdrop a little bit on Pat Summitt during that halftime, and she was telling her assistant coaches that if Connecticut goes back to a man-to-man, let's get Candace Parker on the block because basically she's unguardable there one-on-one.
Boy, Wolf tried to force it in, turns it over. Tennessee on the run. Good look, but it's off the front of the rim by Hornbuckle and out of bounds. It was last touched by UConn.
You take a look. Ann Strother, even though she has the size, Candace Parker has the moves, has the little turnaround jump hook, has the wingspan. If you don't send a person to double team her, she can score on the block almost every time.
She'll take the inbound, put it around her hip, nearly lost it. Back out, Zolman, she'll shoot and remains cold. But the rebound goes to Tennessee. They miss again from almost dead on, and the guards continue to struggle. Hornbuckle and Zolman.
Well, that time, while Zolman had a shot, she didn't have an open look. She has not had a lot of opportunities today where she can just step in her rhythm and take that shot.
Boy, last year you see 0 for 4 up in Hartford, and today 0 for 5 against the Huskies.
Shauna Zolman has been a big game player in her career, but has obviously struggled against Connecticut.
Wolf working on the wing. Straight away is Mel Thomas. Guarded by Sydney Spencer. Nearly stripped. Saved with 11 on the shot clock. Turner. Strother with 5 on the shot. Hits the 3.
And Craig, that is what will drive the Tennessee coaching staff crazy. Barbara Turner had 3 people guarding her at the high post, including Ann Strother's defender. Why would you leave Strother? Take a look at what happens right here. So, Barbara Turner starts dribbling in, and stop her right there. 1, 2, 3 defenders around her, and Ann Strother is wide open for the shot. You do not leave Ann Strother when she's had the type of ball game she's had so far.
4 threes for Ann Strother. Just picked up her second foul. Inside, count it. Fluker. And she'll go to the line for a 3-point opportunity.
Tennessee bigs have really come up big here today with their guards struggling. Fluker has done a nice job down low. Anna Sicki. Sydney Spencer was huge early in the first half. They have kept to this Tennessee team in the game when their guards really have not done much on the offensive end.
Barbara Turner picked up her second foul. That's 9 points now for Taisha Fluker. 46-45. And then get ready for a nail biter. Don't you kind of feel it?
I think all 24,000 people here are definitely feeling it.
Wolf takes it from Strother. Turner fires from long range. Off the mark, loose ball, belongs to UConn. Oh, nice save. How about Thomas? And it's Renee Montgomery now, who took no shots in 16 minutes on the floor in the first half.
They don't need Renee Montgomery to take shots. They need her to run the offense, be safe with the ball, and get it into the hands of the shooters.
There's a quick catch and shoot by Strother. There's the lead. Oh, the one-handed catch, and then she got back defensively. I'm speaking of Ann Strother, and she fouls Parker.
Well, how about the balance and the catch by Candace Parker? You forget, I was standing next to her yesterday. She's 6'4". She's not 6'3" as she's listed, but just a fantastic job of corralling the ball in, and smart play by Strother. Even though it's her third foul, you don't want to give up an easy layup in that situation.
Well, she can do it all. Nearly an 80% free throw shooter. And Parker with 7 points. She's the only 2-time National High School Player of the Year. And not only is she good on the court, we talked about Anna Sicki and her classroom endeavors with a 3.8 in political science, but Candace Parker's in finance. We should talk to her after the game. She's a 3.5 GPA.
Debbie Jennings, their PR person, was telling us it would have been even higher if it wasn't for her stats class this year.
Well, at the 2004 McDonald's All-America Game festivities, Candace Parker became the first woman ever to win a slam dunk contest. And many fans are waiting for that moment to occur here in Knoxville.
And one of the other players in that dunk contest we're going to see after this game, that's Rudy Gay of Connecticut. She beat Rudy Gay in the slam dunk contest.
Well, 2 ties, 5 lead changes. And I'm sure many more to come as Tennessee gathers down the loose ball. and back we go the other way. Now, you mentioned the company of the dunk contest, but look at some of the past winners. David Lee, Carmelo, LeBron, Candace, and Gerald Green.
It's not a bad peer group right there.
That's good company. Turnovers in this game. Connecticut with 10 and Tennessee with 5. And we're tied at 46. Off the glass, good shot.
And what kind of confidence does that show that Coach Auriemma has in Sharday Houston? She's a post player, and he's letting her go one-on-one from outside the three-point line.
You know, going back to Sharday for just a minute, 10 minutes on the floor in the first half, 9 points, 5 rebounds. That is production. Timeout, UConn by 2 in Knoxville. Come back, Knoxville, Thomas Bowling Arena. And today's attendance, 24,653. That is a regular season women's college basketball attendance record. And they've got standing room here. This arena holds 24,611, and they've got 24,653 in the house.
And everybody's getting every penny worth that they paid for their tickets. What a fantastic game we've had so far.
15:52 to play. Zolman still looking for that first bucket. Little jump push, hit the side of the glass.
You know, Pat somewhat would love to see Zolman get something going offensively. You come out of a timeout, that's the play the coach draws up, and just trying to get her going. All it takes is a free throw or a layup, anything to get a player's confidence going, especially a shooter's confidence.
2-point lead for UConn. They have the basketball. The hot hand has been Ann Strother with 17. Taisha Fluker with 9 off the bench for Tennessee. They've gotten 7 from Candace Parker. With 9 on the shot clock. Loose ball. It's tipped out. Parker going against Strother. Fall away. Oh, the shot off the glass. How good is that?
1-on-3. That's a shot you expect from a senior, not from a redshirt freshman.
That ties the game at 48. And there's a foul baseline.
Talk about Candace Parker's versatility, able to handle in the open court, behind the back spin move, and a sweet finish. She can do it all already.
Zolman picked up the foul on the inbound, and it's an easy deuce. Brittany Hunter.
Lack of communication that time on Tennessee defensively. They were in a zone and just didn't let each other know that the cutter was coming down the lane.
They actually gave that foul to Fluker, her 3rd. There's a 3, and much needed as Sydney Spencer hits from long range. She was so hot in that first half from behind the arc.
That's exactly what Tennessee needs, is to get the ball into the hands of somebody that's hot, and Spencer's been their hottest player so far today.
That puts Tennessee on top, 51-50. Under 15 minutes to play. Number 1 ranked Tennessee on their home court against 7th ranked UConn. Between these two programs, 11 NCAA championships. There's a push. Extended the forearm, and Gino not real happy. And the foul on Sharday Houston, her 3rd. CBS is excited to be a partner in the Chivy Player of the Game scholarship program. We select a player from each team, and Chivy will award a scholarship to each school. So far, Chivy has awarded more than $8 million to general scholarship funds. That's going to be 4 on Houston. And Sharday, forced to the bench, had 9 points back in the first half and held to just 1 bucket here through the first near 6 minutes.
And credit Tennessee's defense. That time they recognized that Sharday was clearing out, trying to go one-on-one. Every help defender was in the lane ready to help.
Nice feed inside. Fluker spins in. 11 points for Taisha Fluker. And a timeout call. Tennessee 53, UConn 50, and CBS Sports coverage of NCAA basketball will continue after this message and a word from your local station. Tennessee making a run back at UConn. They lead by 3, and moments ago inside that huddle, here's Pat Summitt.
But I want to tell you something. I want to give you a heads up. After we score, 33, wide open. Yeah. You don't celebrate till the game's over. Everybody.
Well, Pat Summitt wants to see emotion from her players. She's talking about Barbara Turner running the floor. After you score, you just have to turn back and hustle back on defense.
One buckle. Rebecca nearly the steal. But it's picked up by Soigné. Up top, straight away. Nice lob. And an easy deuce for Brittany Hunter. She's in double figures with 10.
And you get those looks because Connecticut has the 1-4 set. All of their players are high, except you get Brittany Hunter down low. You can't get any help when the court is spread like it was.
Hunter played her freshman year at Duke, set out last year to transfer. On that pivot foot is Parker. Loose ball comes down. UConn has the rebound. Soigné. Pull up, free throw line jumper, too strong. Nearly too wide open. And Wolf can't chase down the loose ball. And we got an injured player. Looks like that is going to be Candace Parker. And holding that left ankle.
Trying to see what happens here.
Ooh. Looks like the foot just got stuck and twisted.
And she twisted her ankle a couple weeks ago, but I don't know if it's an old injury. You take a look right there, her left foot. The good thing is that usually the serious ankle injuries happen when you've gone up for a rebound and you come down on someone's foot. So obviously want to see her back in the game.
Parker takes a seat around the 13-minute mark. She has 9 points in this game. Jumper on the way, around and out. And Zolman again has trouble.
But again, the Tennessee post players are there to clean off the glass.
55-52. Turner faces the basket straight away. Strother, lob, and too strong, and there's a whistle in the lane.
Brittany Hunter, that entire possession, working really hard, posting up even when the ball was turned around. And now you see trainer Jenny Moshak working on Candace Parker's ankle.
Dosti picks up her third, and Turner, jumper quick on the inbound. Loose ball, Strother battles, and boy, look at the two go. That's Sydney Spencer and Strother both knocking down threes left and right in this game. And they battle for the basketball. And possession arrow points to Tennessee.
I mean, it's always a battle when these two teams play, but then it means the most to the seniors. It always does. And Spencer and Strother giving it, they're all going for that loose ball.
Zolman still looking for that first shot. 0 for 7. She'll feed inside. And Dosti picks up the foul, her fourth, so no bucket. Take it away. We saw Pat Summitt, Rebecca, head down. Couldn't believe that call. And again, the shooting woes for Zolman. You saw last year 0 for 4 in 13 minutes, and yet they hit one in this game.
That's a player who's hit huge shots for Tennessee against Stanford this year and last year. She has come up in big games, and I don't know what exactly it is that Connecticut does defensively that makes her struggle so much. I think it's just the fact that she doesn't get a lot of open looks with much time to get her shot off.
Now the backcourt for Tennessee has struggled. Hornbuckle and Zolman. Zolman takes the handoff from Spencer. 13 on the shot clock. They go low block. Batted out. Chased and saved. Now who stepped out? I believe that was Brittany Hunter who stepped out of bounds. And they're retaping that ankle, that left ankle of Candace Parker. Will she return? We'll find out. 55-52. The NCAA is celebrating the 25th anniversary of the Division I Women's Basketball Championship. The NCAA wants you, the fan, to help select the 25th anniversary team through online voting. To cast your vote right now, go to ncaasports.com. Last word, Candace Parker, as we went to break, having her ankle taped. They've taken her now to the locker room.
And you can tell that Pat Summitt wants to get Zolman involved. Both times have come out of timeout. You've seen Zolman get a shot off. Taking a look at Parker going back into the locker room and to get some work done on that ankle. She was just starting to heat up in the second half as well. Now she's returning to the bench.
Coming up on 11 minutes to play and a whistle. Barbara Turner picks up the foul, so Tennessee will get the ball back into 3-point lead. Parker, it was a quick trip to the locker room. And there's that ankle. Both are taped, but the left one is the one that she tweaked.
I'd imagine she probably just went out into the back of the arena, had a chance to jump on it a little bit and make some cuts and make sure it felt okay so she could come back into the game.
Hornbuckle leaves it for Zolman. Nice feet on the low block. Fluker back inside. And Asicki stripped away. Here comes UConn, down by 3. Soignier up and in.
And the reason Soignier was able to get to the rim was because Brittany Hunter did a fantastic job of screening off the defender and creating that open lane for Soignier to go to the basket.
Her first attempt, her first bucket. Turner, the steal. Chase from behind, tied up. And a foul whistled on Hornbuckle. And the first on Alexis Hornbuckle.
Take a look right now at Brittany Hunter. She stops, recognizes her defender behind her. That was number 44, Hunter. Soignier has the clear lane to the basket. And Barbara Turner, recognizing Tennessee's offense, able to get into the passing lane.
Turner 2 of 4, now make it 2 of 5.
In big games, you need to rebound, you need to take care of the ball, and you need to make your free throws.
UConn as a team, 68% from the line. Tennessee, 75%. That could be the difference maker as this game unwinds. Barbara Turner missed both free throws, and now Hornbuckle. Soignier picks up the foul for UConn. And Tuesday on CBS, this year's People's Choice Awards. There's more music, comedy, TV, and movie stars than ever before. That's Tuesday on CBS, America's #1 network.
That large ovation was because Candace Parker has returned to the game. We'll see how well she moves going up and down the floor. And before she got hurt, Tennessee was getting the ball into her inside. We'll see if they go back to that. She was very effective getting it on the block.
I thought it was for the People's Choice Award. And we will see how Parker's ankle will hold up. Out went Fluker and comes in. Now in comes Candace Parker. And the free throw falls for Hornbuckle. Hornbuckle, 3 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists. Yeah, she's struggling, but doing a lot of things away from the ball.
Yeah, she's only struggling in terms of her scoring, and she's a very good defender, can pass the ball, and a fantastic rebounder from the guard spot, especially on the offensive end.
2 big free throws as you look at the game trends. We've had 3 ties, 6 lead changes, and the biggest lead has been Tennessee's 6-point spread. And a timeout call. Oh, that's heads up. Hornbuckle, who just made the 2 free throws, gets back defensively, and as she runs out of bounds, calls timeout. We'll take a timeout and be back. Monday on CBS, find out why 70 million viewers have made CSI Miami a mega hit. Don't miss a new episode Monday on CBS, America's #1 network. Candace Parker, 9 points. Turnovers in this game. Connecticut has given it away 14 times. Tennessee only 7. And we've got 10 minutes to play in Knoxville. UConn ranked 7th, taking on #1 ranked Tennessee. Unbeaten on the season. Hornbuckle, left hand. Boy, you saw determination as she made that turn on the corner.
Well, she knew that Connecticut was going to try to trap with their big Barbara Turner, able to get around the corner, and when she did, free lane to the basket.
4 straight points by Hornbuckle, but UConn answers back, and that's an easy bucket down low by Brittany Hunter. She has 12 off the bench. the sophomore from Columbus, Ohio.
Connecticut is so good at executing in the half court, getting the spacing so that they can get the ball inside where there's not an opportunity to double team.
Zolman on the wing. Back up top, the near steal. Hornbuckle, jumper, short. Look at that rebound. Again, no luck for Spencer. And whistles underneath and elbows. Man, that was a battle for the board. Brittany Hunter was right in the thick of it.
Brittany Hunter was the National High School Player of the Year coming out a couple years ago. Went to Duke, had a good year there, decided to transfer to Connecticut, has had some injuries, but starting to come on strong for Coach Oriama.
How tough is it out there? Oh, my.
As a post player, that's what you're taught to do, is to fight for the ball and get your elbows out. Obviously, an unintentional elbow to the face.
You didn't throw one, did you?
I threw a few and I got a few.
9 minutes to play. 59-56. Shooting this half, 7 of 14 UConn, 7 of 18 for Tennessee. A near steal for the Volunteers. Strother has been shut down for the most part in this half. Turner saves the pass. Strother inside the three, around and down.
I think she heard you say that she was shut down this half. Tennessee was back in their zone. Strother recognized an opportunity to create her own shot.
Montgomery picks up the foul, her first, and that got all the rim and more.
It's one of those shots you could never duplicate if you tried.
That's 3 trips around the world.
That shows that you're having a good game, is when you can either get a good bounce or a shot like that to find its way through the net.
Zolman looking for her first points, and there it is. A free throw, and it comes at the 8:37 mark.
And when you're struggling offensively, you can finally take a breath when you can get something to go down, and the easiest place to do it is from the free throw line.
One more for Zolman. 2 for 2 from the line, 2 points in this game. That breaks a 2-year drought against UConn. It's a 3-point Volunteer lead. Dribble, driving, Strother. 3 Volunteers tie her up. Zolman put the shoulder down, rejected but a whistle. That may go against Kalena Green.
Talking about the confidence that Zolman got from that free throw, then heads up trying to take it to the lane. But take a look at Tennessee's defense. They're trapping, they're getting around. Strother recognizes a way to get in, but now she's defended by 4 players, and Tennessee looking to get out and run.
Green picks up her second, and right back to the line is Shauna Zolman. And the Syracuse, Indiana. She's a 3-point specialist, but struggling today, but not from the line. 3 straight free throws.
4-point lead, but Coach Oriama comes back in with one of his big guns. Sharday Houston with 4 fouls, but she's back in the game with over 8 minutes to go.
And Hornbuckle, Alexis Hornbuckle, back in after taking that elbow.
Sometimes when you get hit like that, your motivation just goes up a few notches. You're ticked off. It's interesting to see what Hornbuckle does the first few times she gets her hands on the ball.
38 of 40 on the season is Shauna Zolman from the free throw line. That's about 95%. (63-58). UConn by 5. Strong move. Houston, who just came in, the big gun delivers 13.
She's so good off the dribble. Takes the one dribble, recognizes the defender on her left shoulder, able to turn the other way. She has great patience when she gets the ball on the block so she can find an open look.
Alex Fuller, a redshirt freshman, with the basketball tied up as she tried to hand it off to Zolman. Kalena Green picks up the foul, her third. UConn trying to make a little run here at Tennessee. We'll be back to Knoxville after this on CBS. Tennessee, despite shooting 39% in this game, Rebecca, leads UConn by 3, 63-60.
The reason is the offensive rebounds. That's Tennessee has needed to get on the glass to get those extra possessions because they're not shooting the ball well. And Connecticut is in this game because they are shooting the ball so well, particularly Ann Strother.
20 for Ann Strother. Sharday Houston has 13. Brittany Hunter 12 for UConn. And Taisha Fluker with 11 off the bench. 14 for Sydney Spencer. She's had 4 threes in this game for the Vols. And back at the line is Shauna Zolman.
Zolman finding a way to contribute, and the one player Connecticut does not want to foul is Zolman.
0 for 8 from the floor, but 5 for 5 now from the free throw line. One more and got it. 6 points all in the second half for Zolman, and it's a 5-point Tennessee lead. Renee Montgomery. And Rebecca, I'm guessing that Gino Auriemma wants that ball into Ann Strother's hands. Or Turner's nearly lost it. Still on the deck. Picked up. Houston. Inside, and the bucket falls, and it's counted by Crockett.
Right now, he would like to see outside shots by Strother or getting the ball to Sharday Houston, because when she touches it, good things have happened all afternoon.
Wilnette Crockett's first bucket. It's big. 7:05 to play. 65-62 Tennessee. Zolman. Yes! Oh, breaks a long drought. And all of a sudden, Zolman coming from the dead. 9 points in the second half.
She had a little bit of time, and she had the confidence after making those free throws.
Montgomery with the left-hand dribble. Strother way out. Back to Montgomery. Last touch by Tennessee. 68-62 thanks to this long three by Shauna Zolman.
Candace Parker got the ball in the low block, and you're taught when you feel a double team coming to look opposite wing, and that's where Zolman was, and that's why she was wide open.
And Rebecca, you know that the drought can't last long for this shooter. She's 48% good from behind the arc. Strother from the corner. Yes! 23 for the senior from Castle Rock, Colorado.
And that's what we kind of expected today, was a back and forth between Zolman and Strother.
Parker takes it to the hole, and a whistle. Wilnette Crockett picks up her second foul. And make sure you stay tuned. Game 3 of our triple header. You'll either see LSU at #2 Connecticut or Ohio State and Indiana. The animated Gino Auriemma.
Last time out, we heard Pat Summitt talking to her assistant coaches and saying, you know, if Connecticut was in a man, they wanted to get the ball inside to Candace Parker in a one-on-one situation, because she is so tough to defend. And if she gets the double team, that's when she can find an open teammate like Zolman on the wing.
Parker with 11 on that retaped left ankle.
I got it for Alex, right?
Good job.
Crowd is up with 6:21 left, sensing a victory over arch rival UConn, 70-65. And there's that tough press by Tennessee. UConn breaks it. Strother across the court. Mel Thomas pops the jumper around and out. The rebound, put it back up, and a whistle. And Houston had a good look but couldn't connect.
Seemed like Houston was in the air for a while too, just waiting for that rebound to come off. But when's the last time Mel Thomas had the ball in her hands? She hasn't taken very many shots here in this second half.
Taisha Fluker, her fourth, and that will send Sharday Houston to the free throw line.
Sharday Houston, not a good free throw shooter, at only 54% on the season. What have we seen the past few minutes? We've seen Barbara Turner miss some free throws here in the second half. We've seen Zolman make all of her free throws. Vitally important, obviously, in this last 6 minutes.
As a team, UConn now 9 of 15 from the line. One more for Houston, and makes it 14 points. She's now been in double figures 24 times in her career, and only a sophomore. A double team, Parker. They break it inside. Oh, the block. Nicely done by Crockett. Tennessee with 16 on the shot clock.
Crockett, a defensive specialist who's expected to rebound and block shots.
Parker taken away. Offensive foul on Candace Parker. Well, you know, she's tested that ankle. Looks like it's holding up just fine, but no bucket.
As a post player, you're taught to lean in, try to create contact, and get to the free throw line, but Wilnette Crockett knows how to play defense, keeps her positioning, stays straight up. Offensive foul.
Big possession for UConn. 5:32 clock running here in Knoxville. Crockett looking for the cutter. A handoff to Strother. The give and go. Crockett stripped by Zolman. Out of bounds, 12 on the shot clock. And a substitution for UConn. In comes Brittany Hunter, who scored 12 off the bench. And out goes Sharday Houston.
Sharday Houston has those 4 fouls. Coach Oriema brings in Brittany Hunter, who's been very productive offensively.
Long three, yes! Left wide open was Soignier.
In the defensive end today, Tennessee has had some missed defensive assignments when it comes to the three-point shooters. Pat told us one thing she did not want to give up today was those three-point shots.
And Rebecca, UConn averaging just over 18 three-point attempts a ball game. They've made 7 of 17 with just under 5 to play. There's a 3-ball. Spencer! That's her 5th. 17 points for Sydney Spencer. And Tennessee back on top by 4. Blocked from behind by Parker. Out of bounds. UConn basketball. 18 seconds on the shot.
It's come down to some outside shots. Keisha Soignier finding herself wide open. The Tennessee post player just did not want to come out, and Parker was just smothered, but able to find her teammate Spencer for the open 3. Parker trying to get her contact lens back in. The last possession, she waited. She saw the Connecticut player going. She waited for her to get by her, knowing that that was her best opportunity to block the shot.
Rebecca, she's had to deal with a contact. She's had to deal with a retape on the left ankle, and she's also got 2 fingers taped. Kind of a rough day.
Well, she comes into the game with the fingers taped. The ankle kept her out of the game for longer than Coach Summit would like, and you don't want to see that, but you don't mind when you lose a contact lens because you know you can just get it right back in.
There's Parker's numbers, 11 points, 4 of 7 from the floor. It's been a 23-point performance by Ann Strother for UConn and 17 for Sydney Spencer. And she has unloaded from behind the 3-line, 5 3-point shots. And we are in Knoxville, Tennessee. Thompson Bowling Arena, over 24,000 on hand, mostly clad in orange. Tennessee trying to run their season record to 15-0, being challenged by 7th-ranked UConn. 73-69, Huskies with the basketball. And nearly stolen by Parker. There'll be 7 remaining on that shot clock. And make sure you stay tuned. LSU at UConn or Ohio State at Indiana. It's time for the guys after this one. Strother needing some help. Gets the ball in to Crockett. Shovels inside. The ball stolen away and then a foul. Reached in after she knew she shouldn't have forced it.
Wilnette Crockett did the right thing by making the dribble penetration, but she could have gone all the way to the basket. That's the only way you can draw the defender fully and then try to make a bounce pass. That shovel pass wasn't going to happen. The right decision, trying to get to the basket, she needed a little drop bounce pass to Brittany Hunter.
Fluker got a handout. Crockett with her 3rd foul. And that sends Hornbuckle to the free throw line. Hornbuckle from Charleston, West Virginia. Been a tough week for the folks in West Virginia in those coal mines. We send our best. Sharday Houston had a quick rest, and she's back on the court for UConn.
Sharday Houston has to balance being aggressive while not picking up her 5th foul.
One more for Alexis. 7 points, 5 in this half. 4:20 to play. 75-69. For this crowd is the sixth man. Strother. Hunter on a pivot. Drives in, jump hook. Overshoots the bucket. Here comes Tennessee. Hornbuckle wants to go the distance. Hands off in the lane. Parker on a pivot. No good. And UConn stays alive with a rebound by Houston. Soignier. Corner shot. In and out. UConn picks up the foul, and there's a timeout. We'll be back after this. Time to check the CBS Sports Line stat of the game. Offensive rebounds. Volunteers 17. Only 9 for UConn. Get complete game stats at CBSSportsLine.com.
Craig, especially in the first half, Tennessee was missing some shots, but they were all over the glass, got offensive rebounds, got themselves to the free throw line. So even when they weren't hitting from the outside, they were getting the hustle points.
As we went to break, a foul was called, and they gave it to Brittany Hunter, her first. That sends Fluker to the free throw line. And it's tough. This volunteer team, as I mentioned earlier, very good from the line as a team, nearly 76%. One more for Fluker. And fell off the iron. So UConn still breathing. Biggest lead of the game, however, for Tennessee. 76-69. Zolman picks up the foul, and you just heard Pat Summitt maybe don't foul. And there's 3:33 to go.
Tennessee traps aggressively. That's what Pat Summitt wants from her players out in the corner, but officials are calling things so close this season when it comes to touching the guards.
Mel Thomas at the line, 75% shooter, makes the first. Thomas a quiet game of 4 points. Hit a 3 in the first half. And this is a player that averages nearly 15 a game.
Coach Oriema went with a bigger lineup a lot more this afternoon than he has been going. So Mel Thomas, not as many minutes and definitely not nearly as many touches as she's been getting.
One more for Mel. Sinks it. 5 for Thomas. The sophomore from Cincinnati. There's pressure in the backcourt by UConn.
Connecticut picking up in full court pressure, doing whatever you can to try to get a turnover or get the ball, speed Tennessee up, and that's exactly what happens.
UConn has it. Renee Montgomery. 9 turnovers now by Tennessee. Inside. Tough shot up and in. Sharday Houston was 16. 76-63. Just over 3 minutes to play. They go inside. No bucket, but fouls coming for Fluker.
It seems like Tennessee's been able to do that whenever they want today, is penetrate in the lane and get it to their post player. But we talked about Sharday Houston and whether or not her stamina would be there. Well, she's gotten a lot of minutes today and been incredibly productive. And that's the type of productivity that Coach Oriema expects from her every single game.
Rebecca, you saw, though, just a second ago, her hands on top of her head, trying to catch her breath. Big miss by Fluker.
So as a player, if you're a little bit tired, well, you don't want to see the other team going to the free throw line. You at least know it's a chance to catch your breath a little bit.
Barbara Turner will come back in for Gino Oriema. And out goes Soignier. Make sure you stay tuned to LSU, UConn, or Ohio State, Indiana. That's coming up next here on CBS. And those games have just tipped off, and we'll send them your way as soon as this game is complete here in Knoxville. 3 minutes to go. Tennessee, #1 ranked in the country by 4 over 7th ranked UConn. Mel Thomas thought about the 3. They go inside. Sharday Houston, tough shot, fall away. Turner up high, rebound, turns and nearly gets the ball to go, but a foul before the shot.
Connecticut would rather take this ball out of bounds than put Turner at the free throw line. She's struggled so much from the line here today.
Hornbuckle is whistled for the foul. UConn takes that early lead, #2 in the country, and Ohio State up on Indiana on the road by 3.
Connecticut men trying to rebound from that horrible loss at Marquette earlier this week.
Back in comes Nikki Anisicki.
Pat Summitt probably playing a little bit defensive and offensive possessions, getting her better defenders on the floor when they're going to go back on defense. Then Zolman will come back in the game when Tennessee has the ball.
Going to be a tight finish, as always, 77-75. Last year, Tennessee on the road rallied from 12 down to beat UConn. Stolen away. Sharday Houston. Strother. Turner. Strother again for 3. It's volleyball out there.
Nothing but energy. Barbara Turner getting in there, keeping the ball alive. She's been great on the glass the past month of the season.
Zolman will come back in. So Pat Summitt wants a shooter on the floor, and out comes Taisha Fluker. Not happy with the board play right now of Tennessee. 2:22 to go. 77-75. Lady Vols over the Huskies. Strother looking for help on the inbound. Renee Montgomery running the point. Guarded by Alexis Hornbuckle, and oh, there's a big turnover by Strother. Here comes Parker. Kickback. Zolman off the mark, and over the back is Turner. Free throws coming for Sydney Spencer.
Big turnover. Renee Montgomery making the pass. Should have been easy for Strother to handle, but Strother hustles back, gets in good position, and Parker makes the right decision by getting it out to Zolman, who just can't make a shot fall.
5 3-pointers this afternoon for Spencer. 18 on the night. Hunter comes back in for UConn.
Here Pat Summitt saying to Hornbuckle, you just have to be sure in transition. Obviously, last 2 minutes of the game, if there's any indecision at all whether or not you make the pass, then you don't make the pass. Possession is key.
A 19-point outing for Sydney Spencer. Crowd is up. 79-75 under 2 minutes to go. #1 ranking on the line. Strother leaves it out. Sharday Houston with the dribble. The lob on the low block. Tough pass, tough catch. Hunter. Shot off the mark, and the rebound goes to Spencer. And a whistle, and that could be, I believe, 5. It is on Barbara Turner.
Been a pretty well officiated call, but that wasn't a good one. Barbara Turner looked like she reached in and got her hand on the ball.
So 5 fouls will put Turner on the bench.
Take a look at this. Everybody crashing the boards. I'm wrong. That's a foul. She's got arm. That's a good call.
Barbara Turner with 7 rebounds, 3 assists. Struggled from the floor, however, Rebecca, 1 of 8. And she's done with 1:38 to play.
She brought a lot of energy, got some rebounds, kept some balls alive, but you need to have some more offensive production from Barbara Turner.
Both teams now shooting the bonus. 20 for Sydney Spencer. And timeout, you see, 3 apiece if needed. 80-75, make it 81-75 Tennessee. 21-point game for Spencer. And this crowd is alive in Knoxville. Tennessee on the game, 21-25 from the free throw line. You don't lose many with those type of numbers. Houston, no hits. And a timeout, UConn.
Look for Connecticut to pick up in some full court pressure, try to disrupt disrupt Tennessee defensively.
Husky still breathing on the road. We'll be back to Knoxville after this. Tomorrow on a special cold case, Bruce Springsteen's music will help tell the story. Don't miss a new episode of the hit drama. That's tomorrow on CBS, America's #1 network. 81-77, 118 left. You see Tennessee with 3 timeouts, UConn 2, and the possession arrow pointing to UConn.
Connecticut will look to trap early on, try to get this ball back, speed Tennessee up. Whatever you do, you don't want to give them an easy look or get them to the free throw line.
Hornbuckle to Zolman. She wants to run some clock. 19 on the shot. Spencer, so dangerous from behind the 3 line. Zolman with the dribble. They feed on the low block. Anasicki. You heard Summit say kick it out, and they do. Spencer has it with 6. 2 on the shot, and the banker goes in. What a bucket by Parker.
Take a look. You just can't defend Candace Parker one-on-one.
Timeout.
Craig, I think what's happening right now, I think there's an issue with the clock. I think the officials are making sure there's the correct amount of time. The clock is supposed to stop on a made basket the last minute of the game, and just doing their job, making sure that that's the correct time. Lisa Mattingly over at the scores table along with Dee Cantner taking a look at the monitor to make sure that there's the correct amount of time on the clock.
Well, right now the clock reads 49.7 seconds and a 83-77 Tennessee lead. You know, Gino Auriemma told us the 3 keys to victory would be rebounding, take care of the Tennessee ball pressure. I think they've done a pretty good job. And he wanted to be up 15 with 2 minutes to go. And that's not the case, at least point number 3.
And in rebounding, I mean, they've done a good job on the getting to their own offensive glass, but has let Tennessee get a lot of second opportunities, and that has hurt Connecticut here this afternoon. Right now, Connecticut wants to get their first good, quick shot. Whether it's a 3 or a 2, you need to get your first quick good one.
Well, that's what they're looking at. 49-3 or 51-3, 51-2. And the clock is now at 49-7. After that made shot, and it was tough by Candace Parker.
Craig, we've seen the past 2 years doing these games, these women's games, how important 2 seconds can be. So kudos to the officials for making sure that they got the exact right time on the clock.
And they add about a second and a half to 51.3. That's the time remaining. And Tennessee running with a perfect 14-0 record. It ties their 3rd best start in school history. UConn needs a bucket in a big way. Soignier running the point. Finds Hunter on the low block. Houston gave it away, and then the turnover. Tough defense caused it.
Brittany Hunter had a little bit of indecision, and as a result, she traveled with the ball. When Sharday Houston had the ball down low and was triple teamed, Keisha Soignier was wide open at the 3-point line at the top.
17th turnover committed by UConn. There's a block on Strother.
And that's a situation, if you're Connecticut, you deny Zolman the ball. You want anyone else to have the ball in their hands besides the 95% free throw shooter.
LSU leading UConn. That's coming up next. Or you'll see Ohio State, Indiana. The Buckeyes with the early lead on the road at Indiana. 83-77 here in Knoxville. And back to the free throw line, Shauna Zolman, who was shut out in the first half. 9 points here in period number 2. One more for Zolman. Made it. And you heard Pat Summitt call for the timeout. She gets it. We'll be back to Knoxville after this. Today's Chevrolet players of the game are Alexis Hornbuckle from Tennessee and Ann Strother from Connecticut. In recognition of their outstanding play, Chevy will make a $1,000 contribution to each University General Scholarship Fund. Chevy, an American revolution. 32 ticks left. 85-77. UConn inbounds. They need a three quickly. Soigné with 25 left. She dribbles left hand, going for the layup, kicks it back out. Hands off. Strother for three. Fouled. She'll get three. And Candace Parker knocked her across the wrist.
A little bit reminiscent of last season when Strother was fouled with 2 seconds left. It wasn't able to hit all free throws, down 3. Smart contest, but you have to make sure not to foul. You're up by 8.
Parker with her 4th foul. That is exactly what Pat Summitt did not want to happen. Strother had troubles at the end of last year. You remember, only 2 of 3 made. There's another that goes down. Strother with 25.
The problem, Connecticut took too long on that possession to get that shot off. They need quicker shots. And if Strother hits all 3 of these, Connecticut has the opportunity to set up their full court pressure, and they have to make sure to deny Zolman the ball. You want anyone else on the free throw line besides Zolman.
Stay tuned. Game 3 of our triple header coming up. Strother misses the 3rd after making 2, and a whistle. Strother, after the miss, then reached in, got the foul, and she's done. And the senior fouls out against Tennessee. 25-point performance.
When you got 3-point shooters like they got, now it's Thomas. No fouls. No fouls. Let's go. It's all right. That's all right. Get on the boards.
No fouls. Get on the boards.
Just seal the deal right here.
She just said it all. That's all they need to do. Hit these free throws. Game over.
Had shooting woes in that first half, Rebecca. Only 38% for Tennessee, but still owned or were down by 2 at the half. And I remember as we listened to Pat Summitt in the locker room, she felt fortunate they were only down 2.
The other thing she said was, thank God for Sydney Spencer. And Spencer's just played her mind out of her mind here today.
Hornbuckle. Well, the executive producer of CBS Sports, Tony Petitti. Today's game produced by Bob Monsbach and directed by Kathy Barreto. At the half, produced by Ben DeVito and directed by Linda Molino. The coordinating producer of CBS Sports is Harold Bryant. The associate director of today's game, Debbie Bullock, and the broadcast associate, Bill Thayer. The technical manager, Bob Jamison. The technical director is Phil Doucette, and the senior audio, Kevin Little. Our thanks to everybody in the truck. Another classic matchup between UConn, Tennessee. And a foul, and that's what Pat Summitt did not want, but Parker picks up her 5th.
And Parker's upset that because she thought it was a block shot. It doesn't matter. With 8 seconds to go left and an 8-point lead, just let the player go. Just let her go.
A standing O for the redshirt freshman. And Rebecca looks to be totally recovered from 2 knee surgeries, the only 2-time National High School Player of the Year. They've waited a long time to see this young lady perform, and today she hands out 13 points.
She's one of my favorite players in women's college basketball. Not only can she play, but she does it the right way. She's never in anybody's face. She has a great attitude, a team player. She really knows what it's all about. 8.7
seconds to play. Tennessee will remain undefeated, #1 in the country at 15-0, and the second loss suffered by UConn. They'll drop down to 12-2.
But Craig, a much different loss than the one they suffered a month ago, where they were embarrassed on their home floor, didn't have the type of effort that we've seen here today.
Zolman keeps the dribble. And these final 30 seconds taking quite a few minutes to run down. Zolman back to the free throw line. And the 5th foul on Sharday Houston. So we've had players walking off the court. Strother has fouled out. Houston has fouled out for UConn. And Candace Parker just left the floor for Tennessee.
Well, you said at the beginning of the game there would be a lot of physical basketball being played today, and that's proven to be true.
Two people all the way back. All right? Who's all the way back? And do not foul. Let them shoot a layup. Don't touch them.
I think they got, well, did they get the message? Don't touch them.
I would hope so. This point of the game, Coach Summit just wants to see those last 5.9 seconds tick off as quickly as they can.
Shauna Zolman, 94% shooter when the day started. 8 for 8, 9 for 9. Made them both. Final seconds in Knoxville. Montgomery. Final shot on the way. Soignier. And Tennessee stays unbeaten. For Rebecca Lobo, Craig Bolerjack saying so long from Thompson Bowling Arena, where our final score, Tennessee 89, UConn 80. And coming up next, the 3rd game of our triple header. Some of you will see LSU and UConn. Others will see Ohio State and Indiana. 89-80, the final. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports.